Hello, I'm Axel from AudioCodes, and welcome to the second episode in our series introducing the AI agent's functionality in the Live Hub platform. In the previous episode, we created a simple agent and successfully talked to it through both chat and voice channels. Today, we're going to talk about tools, what they're for, and how to use them. Simply put, tools are actions performed outside the LLM. We all know LLMs are clever, but the only thing they can directly produce is text. When they need to do something else, they call a tool. Let me give you a few examples. Your agent may need to schedule an appointment. In that case, it will call a tool that will update appointment details in Google Calendar. Or it may need to get specific issue details from your support database. Or it may need to transfer the call to human agent. Okay, I hope you got the idea. There are two types of tools, predefined and custom. Predefined tools are built into the Live Hub platform and can be configured for your agent at any time. Custom tools are the tools defined by you via the Tools screen. Where do we configure the tools? In the Tools tab of your AI agent. Just switch to the tab and click Add button. You will see a list of tools available. If you didn't define any custom tool yet, the list will include only predefined tools. But once you define your own tools, they will be added to the top of the list. Two predefined tools that you will be using the most are End Call Tool and Transfer Call Tool. The former allows your AI agent to terminate the call. The latter lets it transfer the call to human agent. Let's add the End Call Tool to our existing agent. After adding the tool, you can customize it. For example, for the End Call Tool, you may configure the default termination message that will be played before the call is disconnected. The End Call Tool has a parameter with a similar name. So normally LLM will specify the termination message when calling the tool, but if it forgets, the default termination message will be used. You can find full definitions of all predefined tools in the online documentation, including detailed parameter descriptions and sample prompts. Speaking of the prompts, how do you make the LLM call the tool? Well, it depends. In some cases, it's enough to just add the tool in Tools tab. LLM will decide on its own when and how to call the tool, based on the tool name, description, and common sense. In other cases, you will want to explicitly instruct LLM to call the tool. If you do so, put the tool name in back quotes to separate it from the rest of the text and benefit from the syntax highlighting in the prompt editor. Keep in mind that simply mentioning the tool in the prompt is not enough. You must always add the tool in the Tools tab of your AI agent's configuration screen. One more thing. As you can see, there is an option to customize tool name and description. Why would you want to do that? Well, in some cases, changing the default tool name and description may improve the LLM's tool calling performance. If you encounter the scenario where LLM refuses to call your tool for no apparent reason, recall what you just heard. Okay, enough with theory. Let's create some agent. I will use quick starts for that. Quick starts are small ready-made setups that include an AI agent and often extra components like documents or tools. They're a great way to learn how AI agents work. Let's try the weather forecast quick start, which demonstrates tool usage. As you can see, a new AI agent was created. Let's click Edit on it to see what's inside it. Okay, we can see that it's a simple agent tasked with providing the weather forecast. The prompt is fairly straightforward. And in the Tools tab, we can see that it has access to the Get Weather tool that supposedly gets weather forecast from some external API. Okay, let's try to chat with our agent. It's asking me for the name of the city. Let's say that I want to know the weather in London. Oh, nice. It's giving me the forecast. Let's look at the logs to understand how it did that. So first, the LLM called the Get Weather tool and passed London as a parameter. It got a response. That's a pretty lengthy JSON dictionary. And based on that, LLM was able to respond with the current weather. Okay, I think I get it. Let's try one more thing. Let's ask it for the weather for tomorrow. Oh, see? The LLM didn't call the Get Weather tool again. It's because the previous tool response already contains the forecast for tomorrow. So it was able to simply formulate the answer. Cool. Now let's close the chat widget and go to the Tools screen. Let's open the Get Weather tool and see what's inside it. Okay, as expected, it's a call to some public API. The tool has city parameter that LLM must specify when calling the tool, and that parameter gets expanded in the URL when the API is called. Neat. So the tool's input format is well defined. But what about the output format? Well, here the magic happens. You don't need to define the output format. As long as response is properly structured, LLM will be able to understand it on its own. Isn't this great? Note that you can use different HTTP methods and authentication schemes to access the external APIs. You can define multiple parameters of various types, hide some parameters from the LLM by populating them with default values, place some parameters in request headers, and much more. Parameters are typically included in JSON body, unless they are expanded in the URL, as in our example. Just keep in mind that GET and DELETE HTTP requests are not allowed to have bodies. Hence, their parameters will have to be expanded in the URL. You'll find all these details in the documentation. The LiveHub tool's mechanism is flexible enough to connect to almost any third-party API. Last but not least, you may use Model Context Protocol to connect to the MCP servers. MCP is a modern alternative to the REST API that is specifically designed for connecting AI systems to external data sources. LiveHub provides universal MCP client that lets any AI agent use MCP tools with any supported LLM. Okay, we're done for today. Thanks for watching and see you in the next episode.